Tell us, who is the father of Brahma? Who is the mother of Vishnu? Who is Shankar's grandfather? To know the answer to all these questions, please listen the Nectar Discourse, Satsang of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, based on the holy scriptures of all holy religions.
Now the ongoing point is that,
भजन करो उस रबदा जो दाता है कुल सबका.
like we worship Sri Brahma Ji, Sri Vishnu Ji, Sri Shiv Ji, the position of these gods will be known by this knowledge. What happened then? When Lord Shiva saw that the skeleton is also not there now, then he got disillusioned. When he got disillusioned, then he thought, with what reason did this happen to me? He found the reason for this with his wisdom, that I got married and trusted my wife, and my wife betrayed me from behind. She went and talked to another man and acquired another form. She could have done anything, due to which he got upset and stopped talking to her. That I used to believe in you a lot, you were also unfaithful. Now whom should I trust? Lord Shiva concluded that I got married, then developed affection in my wife, and the wife turned out to be unfaithful. Now I should make such an effort so that this lust in me ends, due to which I felt the need of a marriage. To completely destroy the desire, it is told that Lord Shiva did severe penance for 88,000 years, and this Kal wants that no living being can live here without marriage. That is, no one should control their desires. In case this custom starts and they do not give birth to children, and if they will not give birth to children, then how will I eat? We are goats of Kal. That's why he makes every effort to ensure that no living being becomes desireless. Now, what did he do? He prepared a male form of Kamdev and sent it there by souls like there is all out. All out may be put anywhere in room and house. The mosquitoes start circling. They stagger and then start falling. It is uncontrollable for them. Similarly, there is a god, and Kal has embedded a special quality in him. He was made to sit around him because of that. 2. There was no change in Lord Shiva. He continued to do penance. Then Kamdev sent his wife. Her name is Rati. She is very beautiful. She started dancing in front of Lord Shiva. She did everything, but there was no effect on Lord Shiva. It is said Lord Shiva even opened his third eye and destroyed Kamdev, burned him to ash. These all are traps of Kal which were not understood even by Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Lord Shiva thought that now I have become desire-free. Neither there will be bamboo nor flute will play. I have done such arrangement. He moved from there, wanders, sits free, and stays comfortably. Kal thought that situation would get worse. Others will also sit like this and perform forced worship. This needs to be solved. Others might also get interested that we too should be desire-free, just like Lord Shiva. Because when all these sages and great sages start practice, then these 5 desires get accumulated in head and become even more intense than before. So everyone tried that first these demons be destroyed and then do devotion. This too was web of Kal without knowledge. This is how they waste time. Let us complete story of Lord Shiva. Then we will talk about sages. What happened now? Kal Brahma thought that other people, these sages, will think Lord Shiva has achieved it. He has become desire-free. And we are left behind. They might also start meditation, so I should fix it before. After a few days, Kal inspired Shivji that I have heard when ocean was churned, poison came out. I had drunk that poison, due to which I became unconscious, it is said. Nectar or wine that came out. 2 urns came out. Demons had taken urn of nectar, and if demons would have drunk that nectar, they would have become immortal. That's why Lord Vishnu made a female form of Mohini and danced in between demons. It is said that Mohini form was very beautiful. God was looking very beautiful in Mohini form and demons were fascinated. She kept urn of nectar on her head and by dancing distracted the demons. That urn was given on the other side and put the urn of wine on head and gave it back. So at that time, it is said Lord Vishnu was looking very beautiful in Mohini form. Now it came to Lord Shankar's mind that let's go to Lord Vishnu. He was free, no Parvati was along, so let's go there and talk. I will see that form. Now I am in senses. I will ask about that form. How was that form? Show me. With this intention, Lord Shiva came to the world of Vishnu and sat down in his guest room. Vishnuji came to know and came from inside. Well-being was discussed. After some time, Lord Shiva revealed his intention, saying, I have come with this purpose. I have heard that you had made a very beautiful Mohini form during churning of ocean. God, I could not see. Kindly show me that form today. Lord Vishnu started laughing. O Bholinath, it was made under some circumstance, and now I cannot make Mohini form. I would feel shy. Lord Shiva said that unless you show me that Mohini form, I will not leave. He sat in front of his door in park, in garden, started the Hatha Yoga. Lord Vishnu thought that for after sitting 88,000 years, he came and now he sat here, he will not get up. To get rid of him, Lord Vishnu said, he told him that it cannot happen. I feel shy, I cannot do this. Saying this, he went inside his house in palace. From there, he disappeared, and in front of same garden, there was a garden of Lord Vishnu of that restaurant. He acquired form of a beautiful girl at some distance, and when Lord Shiva saw, Lord Shiva got up and started walking. Mohini form was walking ahead and God started following her. He started walking very fast. Sometimes she moved here between trees and sometimes there. Finally, Lord Shiva caught her hand. Earlier, Lord Shankar was asking what was that Mohini form that made everyone crazy. Those demons lost senses. She also changed urn as well. Can this ever happen? He was saying this. When Lord Shivji saw, he started walking straight. The girl is walking like this, avoiding thorns, and Lord Shiva went straight through the thorns and held hand of that girl. As soon as he touched the hand, Lord Vishnu appeared and stood in his form and started laughing. That Bholenath, this is how they were made foolish, just as you could not even see thorns and came straight through them. And where did your control go? You came after wasting 88,000 years. Where has your practice gone? God Kabir says about this,
जैसे अग्न काष्ठ के माही है व्यापक पर दिखे नाही, ऐसे कामदेव पर चंडा व्यापक सकल दीप नो खंडा.
like fire is present inside wood but is not visible. Similarly, this desire is present inside you, in every living being, and whenever it will get even slightest flame, fire is as it is. God says, practice that you are doing based on them.
विकार मरे मत जानियो, जैसे भूबल में आग.
Like there is dried cow dung or any wood that gets burnt, it keeps on burning. It is called angar. That angar is buried in ash, and after a few hours it looks as if ash has completely cooled down. There is no heat in it, no warmth. But when it is taken out, then that fire, that wood is found even warmer than before. It is blazing. That coal, here God says, whatever practices you do is futile effort, you are wasting time.
विकार मरे मत जानियो, जो भूबल में आग.
These desires calm down for few days, and whenever opportunity comes, they are as it is. God has told the method, the practice that I tell, and based on the knowledge, these disorders will be pacified and gradually they will be normalized. They do not finish but will be normalized, and they will be tied with the rope of knowledge. Then they cannot move. Now a naughty animal is tied tightly with a thick rope, then he may do poo-poo. He was a little range and cannot harm. In the same way, with the knowledge of God and the power of devotion, they will be neutralized. This is a habit of mine to do nonsense because he is the owner of 21 universes, but he is tied so tightly with the rope of knowledge that it will not be able to cross its limits. Now the context is going on that the gods we wanted to worship and whom we considered to be happy have this condition. And the temples in which we used to go to worship, what was that place? Now we know from this light of true spiritual knowledge. Now any seeker, because ever since the soul got separated from God, after some time it felt its need, and after that it is trying since that very day that I should get that divine, that happiness which I had left, and come. So this Kal told this false happiness to be the base here. Kabir Sahib says,
झूठे सुख को सुख कहे, ये मान रहा मन मोदे, ये सकल तबीना काल का भाई, कुछ मुख में कुछ गोद.
They call this false happiness as happiness. What is false happiness? Have a son, a daughter. There should be a car, a bungalow, and then should get some post. Either I become a high officer or should become an MLA, MP, minister, chief minister, become prime minister. This wish remains. God says here in 21 universes, the way you are looking for happiness, you can't get. And how will you be happy? Things you collect, desiring to get happiness won't give happiness. Poor thinks that rich are happy. Rich have no happiness even in dreams. He has a big business. He does not know where loss is happening, somewhere profit happens. He sleeps night and day in same tension. He is unable to sleep. Then he wakes up. Rich thinks that these kings will be happy. Ministers, chief ministers, prime minister, MLAs, MPs, they do not have happiness even in dreams. Because who becomes MLA or MP is a representative of many people. Someone keeps holding his arm, get my work done. If 100 men go in a day, then he will have to tell 100 lies. How much work can he get done? And he would be sitting at home and on phone he will say, tell them I'm out. That is, he cannot be tension-free. Understand the same to be situation of a minister, chief minister, prime minister. Here living being is not happy. They are destroying their past virtues. Now God says,
अगम निगम को खोज ले, बुद्धि विवेक विचारे, उदय अस्त का राज मिले तो बिन नाम बिगारे.
You have become a MLA, MP or Sarpanch and you start boasting. It is said that if you are given kingdom of whole earth and if you do not have this devotion, then you are doing begar. Let me tell you. Definition of begar. Once upon a time, a tempo owner used to come daily to take passengers. One day he did not come. Next day his companions asked, other tempo people, that you did not come yesterday. What was the reason? Is everything all right? He said, yesterday I was caught in begar. It is a matter 40 years ago. What used to happen at that time? Policemen did not have conveyance in police stations. They used to catch a jeep of someone from traffic or catch a big three-wheeler and take it for a raid. To catch culprit or somewhere they had to raid, they took him there. What happens on that day? They woke him up at 4 o'clock in the morning and took him here and there, moved from there to there, and he is putting fuel from his side, is also eating food from his pocket, and he has no time even for a minute, moving here and there whole day and left, and 12 o'clock at night. So in morning he was saying, yesterday I was caught in begar and lost 200 rupees. 200 rupees of that time means 20,000 rupees. Today, understand that he spent 20,000 rupees from his home and there is no free time even for a minute. Became train and I also wasted 200 rupees from my pocket and destroyed own money. This is called begar. That is, there is no income and there is a lot of expenditure and there is no rest, no time, no rest anywhere. So if anyone gets this kingdom of whole earth, then that king is also doing begar because he is wasting his previous money and he has no rest even for a minute. Virtuous souls, we have forgotten definition of happiness. A person had 3 sons and 1 died. Now that poor man cries. People came to calm him. There was one person amongst them who had only 1 son, who died 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So, they told those who were consoling that, brother, nothing is going to happen now. Be content. See, he only had 1 son and he died. He also contended. So have patience. That person whose 1 son died out of 3 sons breathed a sigh of relief, even stopped crying. And what does he think? That, oh my God, I am better than him. I am happier than him. My 2 have been saved. He only had 1 who died. Tell, What did he get from this? Did boy become alive? In this way, we have changed our definition of happiness out of compulsion. A person was saying my daughter was born. When she was born, she did not have a vagina. He got very worried, left eating and drinking. So much tension, do not ask. We took her to the medical government hospital in PGI. They admitted the girl. There we saw there were 4 more cases like this. Then I was satisfied that there are even more like this here. Tell me, seeing them, did his girl get vagina? So, we saw that others are also sad, so we need not worry even if we are sad, so we have accepted. Sorrow as happiness, God says.
सुख को सुख है ये मान रहा मनमोद, और ये सकल चबीना काल का, और कुछ मुख में कुछ गोद.
God says in the worlds and heaven where you have gone to find happiness, there is no happiness. God says,
आगे गए ना बावड़े, रहते भी सब जान, बिन साहिब की बंदगी कहीं ठोर ठिकाना ना.
those who left earlier from this place, they did not come and told you anything about what worse happened to them. And rest will also go away like this. Bin Sahib ki bandagi, bhakti kitte thor thikana na. Does God tell?
जैसे मोती ओस का ऐसी तेरी आवे, गरीब दास करो बंदगी भाई बहोर ना ऐसा दाव.
Now, like yours is a human life. In human life, someone did virtues, devotion, along with virtues, sins also deposited here. Virtues are less, sins are more. You are living in such a world. This is such a place, like there is a field, there is a farm, and you do not do anything in that. Neither you plow, nor you maintain it. Then so much weed, dry, grass, rubbish, junk will automatically grow, even earth can't be seen. And to get food to eat, to sow seeds, how much hard work do we have to do? First cut that rubbish, then plow, or with tractor, amount is spent in it. Also hard work and labor is put in it. And then have to put fertilizer, seeds in it, that too, with money. Fertilizer is also purchased, then irrigation, its tax. That is, after spending so much, then those grains are obtained. And that grass itself grew, rubbish which was not at all needed. So this is such a place where we are living. God says,
पृथ्वी ऊपर पगजो धारे और करोड़ जीव एक दिन में मारे. हरी भांति पृथ्वी के रंगा, अंत कोट जीव उड़े पतंगा. जो चौका तुम देवो नेता, सत्य ब्राह्मण की है हत्या. ब्राह्मण सेंस हत्या जो हुई, जल स्नान कर तो सोई. खान पान में दमन प्राणी, और कैसे पाओ तुम मोक्ष निशानी.
on one hand you are doing virtue, parallel to this your sins are also happening, and you will get both. Your virtues are written separately, and your sins are written separately. You went to heaven based on your virtues. Here a little concept needs to be clear, that expect one supreme God, Paramakshar Brahm. If you worship any other god, making him as a respected deity, worship any lord like Kshar Purush and Akshar Purush. In Gita Ji, chapter 15, verse 16-17, 3 gods have been told. One is Kshar Purush, one is Akshar Purush, and one is Paramakshar Purush. Uttam Purush hai to anya hai. He is Paramakshar Purush, is Paramakshar Brahma, about whom it has been mentioned in Gita Ji, chapter 8, verse 3, that he is Paramakshar Brahma. When Arjun questioned in Gita Ji, chapter 8, verse number 1, its answer has been given in 3rd of 8th. So these are 3 gods. Kshar Purush is also mortal. Akshar Purush is also mortal. Only Paramakshar Purush, Paramakshar Brahma, is the imperishable God. Topic of today's satsang is Bhajan Karo Surab Ka, Jo Data Hai Kul Sabka. Now all history, biography is being narrated to clear this concept. Akshar Purush is also mortal. And position of Akshar Purush is also clear. He is also perishable, no matter his name is Akshar Purush. And that God is another. In Gita Ji chapter 15, verse 17, by worshipping him there is so much power in the mantra, in that Satnam, in true mantra, which is of two words, that it destroys all our sins and other gods, be it Sri Vishnu Ji, Sri Brahma Ji, Sri Shiv Ji, and whether Brahma, Akshar Purush and Akshar Purush, Brahma and this Par Brahma is called Akshar Purush. Sins cannot be destroyed by their devotion. Everyone will get work done. One will definitely get results. They will get sins and also virtues. Therefore, soul cannot be happy by devotion of those gods. Because if, due to virtue, you stay in heaven for 2 hours, then you will have to suffer those sins. For remaining 20 hours, so many sins are incurred. Virtue is created by doing, and sin automatically gets created here. So, what is the context now? What is the reason like someone got a license, a driving license that is, got driver's license certificate, and he drives a car. If accident happens, with he is 90% acquitted. That is, he is a trained man, he was not unknown. Accident happened by mistake. It could happen with someone else's mistake. That's why he is proved innocent, and one who does not have license and is driving a vehicle. If an accident happens by him, then he is directly in jail. There is no option. If someone dies under his vehicle, then there will be no option for him. So one who prepares a license without guru means get a license without an officer. Not everyone is an officer. Now, as snake had to bite King Parikshit, and he was told to make someone a guru and listen to story of Srimad Bhagavat from him. Vyas Ji, its author, was also sitting there. He also refused to become his guru and refused to narrate it because he was not authorized. And result was to come on 7th day. That's why everyone stepped back that no, we are not worthy of being a guru. So what was done? Sukhdev Ji was called from the heaven. King Parikshit made him guru, and then he narrated story for 7 days. Even mantra taken from an unauthorized officer will not provide you any relief. You can get relief only from mantra taken from an authorized. Ichha kar mare nahi, bin achha mar ja. But you have a lot of accumulated karmas. Even if you have made gurus, then also by practice of these gods, your sins will surely be deposited separately. It is rule here, as you sow, so shall you reap. There is only one God, Paramakshar Brahma. By doing his devotion and getting a license made from his authorized saint, that is, by taking initiation, by taking mantra initiation, your sins can be destroyed, and not from others. So here the context is, it is said that
जब ही सतनाम हृदय धरो भयो पाप को नाश, और जैसे चिंगारी अग्नि की भाई पड़े पुराने घास.
millions of tons of dry grass may be lying and light one matchstick in it, it destroys everything and turns it into ashes. And when wind blows, thunderstorm picks it up and throws it away, and that area also becomes clear. In same way, God says,
जैसे सूरज के आगे बदरा ऐसे कर्म छयारे, और प्रेम की पवन करे चित मंजन दल के तेज नयारे.
when wind of love will blow, along with mantra of God, it will burn then. Prem ki pavan or kare chit manjan. Love will awaken in God. Tears will flow from eyes. It is said then wind will throw away all that ash somewhere. Now, it is clear that accumulated karma of those who do worship of God Kabirji as well as their destined karma will be destroyed. But up till Lord Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv and Brahman Kshar Purush, that is Brahma and Parabrahm Akshar Purush, with worship of Kshar Purush and Akshar Purush, neither can there be any change in destiny, nor can your accumulated karmas be destroyed. Some protection happens by knowledge, by association with saints, by understanding knowledge. One can be saved from active sins. Those which are being done might reduce, but there is no change in destined ones, like Lord Sri Vishnu Ji was cursed by Narad Ji. Narad Ji had asked Lord Vishnu form, Hari form, to get married, and Vishnu Ji, that is Lord, put the face of a monkey. When Narad Ji came to know that Vishnu Ji has done mischief with you, he cursed him. Today you have put monkey's face on me. I was anxious for a woman today. You will spend one whole life in separation of your wife. Even Lord Vishnu had to suffer consequences of that curse in form of Sri Ramchandra. And the mouth that you have put on me, person like this mouth, that is creatures, will only help you. Monkeys helped Sri Ram. Then Vishnu Ji took birth in form of Sri Ramchandra Ji. All of that. You have heard about how he lived his life. You also heard that he had killed Bali. It was written in his destiny, so he had to bear it. He could not even destroy sinful deeds as destined. He had to suffer. So, context is going on.
तुम कौन राम का जपते जापम और ताते कटे ना ये तीनों तापम.
Now, the destruction of our sins, like we every day, it has been described in Gita Ji, chapter 18, verse 25 to 31. Arjun, all actions, even if sins are being incurred in them, cannot be left. In what way? Which karmas? Like we cook food, there is violence. We wipe. Earlier we used to smear with mud plaster, with cow dung and soil. Creatures die in that too. Farmers do farming, in that too creatures die in farming. So these karmas, just as a trader does business, in there also creatures die, weigh grains and go here and there to make a deal in vehicles or on foot. So these karmas cannot be left. These karmas will surely happen. Now point is that these karmas cannot be left. They will surely happen, and their sin will also be incurred. But when we will get that license made by complete God, that is in shelter of complete God, and will get a driving license, that is obtain mantra initiation from his representative, after that effect of these actions will not be suffered. God has told in that,
इच्छा कर मारे नहीं और बिन इच्छा मर जा, कहे कबीर दास का फिर पाप नहीं लगा.
we are traveling because of our objective. Like a farmer goes to field and then he plows. If he does not have this mantra, this true mantra is not there, then it is said that in one plow, one halai is at the most 30 feet wide and 200 feet long, 40 feet wide and 200 feet long in this area, in this portion. In one plough, so much sin happens to a farmer like what happens to 1,000 butchers. Those sins are written in his bad account. Then he also gets merit, farmer. As the crop grows, grain fell on ground and some living organisms and birds are eating it. Some insects pick and take it to their holes. With that, his virtues are also made. Both those virtues and sins would end only by bearing, and with mantra of God, those sins will not be incurred by that farmer, because there his intention was not to kill living beings. God has told law that you eat this food and do farming like this. God had said in his law that there was a farmer and he used to do transport by bullock carts. He was a very righteous, was a virtuous soul. And a monk used to live at his house. Devotee, monk in red clothes, in saint's costume. And that farmer used to help him, used to serve him a lot. He kept him in his house. He was seen outside somewhere and he brought him home that Maharaj, I would gain virtue and you do your worship. You need 2 pieces of bread and we will get service. That farmer used to serve saints. He had made a separate portion at his house. He left the sage in it, knowing him a saint. He used to eat bread and used to close door and said, "Do not disturb me till evening," and slept. After eating good food of that farmer, one day he died. He was bound to die in 10 years. He was born as a bull in that farmer's place. He had to give to farmer by becoming a bull as he had eaten. He became a bull and came there. He took birth to farmer's cow and became a bull in 4-5 years. That farmer used him in a bullock cart. He was going, virtuous souls, just as 4 Vedas tell glory of God Kabir Dev Ji, that God resides in his Satlok. From there he comes down to earth in speed and meets by souls, gives them knowledge. Those virtuous souls who are familiar with that knowledge then spread glory of God. One amongst them was respected Garib Das Sahib Ji from Chorani village, district Jhajjar. That farmer was of Beri village, about whom this servant is telling. Beri is a village in district Jhajjar, approximately 20 kilometers from Rohtak. He was a farmer of that Beri village, and somewhere in market of Najafgarh, it is a matter of old times, 250 years ago, only unpaved roads were there. He used to do his transport work by bullock cart. From here he used to take grains and used to bring sugar from Najafgarh market. He used to go like this every day, and he had a bull of a fair color, and that bull used to sit while driving cart and did not move. Then he was beaten with a stick. Then he used to stand and walk some distance and again sits. One day he was coming from Najafgarh market, and early in the morning, Garib Das Ji was taking bath in a well built on the same road. The bull came and sat there, and Harlal farmer took a stick and started beating him. This is the only way of getting him up. Then Garib Das Sahib Ji, who was familiar with God, said, "Brother, farmer Harlal, do not beat him." "What shall I do, brother, devotee? He has drunk my blood." He walks 1 kilometer and sits for half an hour, and then he gets up after beating. "He has troubled me." "What happened?" Garib Das Ji got up. "Brother, do not beat this animal. Stop now. Garib Das Ji went to him and blew into his ear because he had already become acquainted with God. Garib Das Sahib Ji says that by meeting God, by being in touch with God, by being acquainted with His knowledge, by the grace of God, power comes in one, and God has opened the divine vision of Garib Das Ji. Now Garib Das Ji spoke something in his ear. The bull stood up immediately and said, "Brother, do not beat him now. He will not stop." Now he took the cart. He asked his name, village. At that time, Chorani was a small village. There would be hardly 40-50 houses. "What is your name, brother?" "My name is Garib Das, and Balaram is my father's name." Now that bull did not stop and reached home the next day. Again after 2 or 4 days he walked in same way. Harlal thought, who was that man? What mantra did he say to this bull? He seems to be some spiritual man. He had a hunger for saints. He came to village and asked. It used to be on the same route. "Brother, there is one named Garib Das, son of Balaram. Balaram has one Garib Das. Where is his house?" He found a disciple of Garib Das Ji. He said, "Brother, he is not a common man. Consider him to be God. God had met you. He is a saint. He is not a common man." He thought only then this happened. He said, "Let me meet him. Where is he?" He told his house, "It is in front. Come, let me take you." That disciple took him. Disciples greeted him. Harlal also saluted. He saw the bull was lazy and now he does not stop. "He changed my life. Otherwise, I was in trouble every day, did 3 days of work. In 1 week, he walks ahead of other bulls." Then he asks, "O Maharaj, what magic have you done on this bull?" Garib Das Ji asked, "Brother, tell me one thing. Did some saint used to live at your house?" "Yes, he used to live." "Did you give him a lot of delicious food to eat?" "Yes, I served saint a lot." "Brother, that useless fellow did not do devotion, ate yours and slept. This bull is that saint. He will give back after being beaten. His habit is still same, that I eat and sleep, but now you do not. Let him sleep. You beat him and he is returning yours." I told him, "Either you do it after being beaten or do it happily. Son, you will have to fulfill this. He used to eat churma and slept." He understood it. He has obeyed my orders. Now he will fulfill yours. By souls, it is said,
सत्संग की आधी घड़ी और परमात्मा कहते तप के वर्ष 1000 तो भी बराबर है नहीं, कहे कबीर विचार। अब देखो करे करावे साइया मन में लहर उठा, दादू से दर्जीव के वो आप बगल हो जा।
he was a disciple of God in some birth. God created such circumstances. He did not do devotion and got trapped in 84 lakhs life species. He was provided relief there as well. It came to Harlal's mind. He was a saint. He will bear his deeds. From today I will not use this bull. He removed it from the cart and left it there as is. He emptied bullock cart and bought second bull and attached it. He tied bottom back and tied him separately. He used to feed him fodder and gave him water but did not use. God gave him relief there as well. God provided for his soul. He was some useless from previous birth. Ate and slept. After that, Harlal thought, let us hear some knowledge from the saint. Then God narrated some knowledge.
कोट जन्म तन भरमत हो गए कुछ ना हाथ लग्या रे, कुकर सुकर खरबा बोरे कौआ हंस बगारे.
Told whole story. Now that farmer Harlal was immediately impressed and introduced him to deeds like 1 plough and 1000 butchers give same sins. He was impressed by this and started saying to Garib Das Ji, God, keep me with you. Garib Das Ji said, brother, our path is not to be kept like this. We tell you that method by which you will not incur sin. Harlal said, if I cultivate, then I will get sin. And if I drive this cart, then I will get sin. You have told the law. God, I cannot do this karma and keep me with you. I will serve you. Then Garib Das Ji had said, this is not our path, brother. I have such a soap that washes dirty cloth every day and it gets clean. I will give such a mantra that
इच्छा कर मारे नहीं, बिन इच्छा मर जा, कह कबीर तास का पाप नहीं लगे.
Garib Das Ji had said,
गाड़ी बाहो खुश रहो और खेती करो खुशहाल और पर साईं सिर पर राखिए. सही भगत हरलाल.
you do your work. Also chant this mantra. Do not violate rules. Then Harlal, you will become right devotee. Do your devotion. So point is, if you will get right mantra of devotion to God, then you cannot leave daily duties. They cannot be left. You won't have sins. And apart from this mantra, even if some Kabir Panthi or anyone else is taking you to the shelter of Kabir Sahib, then he is fake. They do not have protection of God. So context is going on about which God should we worship and from which God we will get complete relief. So like this, the worship you saw of Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and even they have misfortune. They themselves had to bear fruits of their actions. So what relief their worshippers will get is understood. I have told you about Brahm, that Om is mantra of Brahm, and Brahm is master of only 21 universes. He is Akshar Purush. He is also called Jyoti Niranjan. He also dies. All living beings under him are also unstable. And if there is birth and death for creature, it cannot be happy, cannot achieve supreme peace. Akshar Purush is Lord of 7 quadrillion universes, 7 quadrillion universes, and even his birth and death happen. All beings under him are also perishable, even if the age is long, and they have to suffer all life forms. And under him, considering Akshar Purush to be favored, that is, considering Parbrahm to be respected, one who wants to worship, also cannot attain ultimate peace. Whosoever does devotion of Paramakshar, Brahma Paramakshar Purush, Supreme God, after taking mantra from his representative Supreme Saint, will only get all benefits. Once after Garib Das Ji had become acquainted with God and had come after seeing Satlok and Sachkhand with his eyes, he was left back by God Kabir and had opened his wisdom of knowledge, his divine vision. After that, God Kabir, according to his purpose, got Garib Das Sahib Ji recite his nectar speech again. Glory of his knowledge respected. Garib Das Sahib Ji uttered those words, spoke glory of God. As seen from eyes, there was a Dadu Panthi saint named Gopal Das. That devotee wrote entire glory of God that was uttered from the mouth of Garib Das Ji. That speech has so much aching. Like we give you Nitya Niyam morning prayer, evening Aarti, afternoon Ramayani, we tell you devotion 3 times. Similarly, there is a law in Vedas that devotion of God is of 3 times. While doing that practice, Garib Das Ji had some disciples. Wherever they used to go, they surely did Nitya Niyam. There is a Vasir village near Ludhiana. There was a very big farmer of a Vasir village. His name was Ram Rai, and In village, one more name is also kept, Jhumakra. He was also named Jhumakra. His real name was Ram Rai, one disciple of Garib Das Ji. Near that Vasir village, during summer, after bathing in a pond early in morning and sitting by side of same pond was doing daily Nitya Niyam of God. Sitting on bed sheet, he was doing morning speech, and Ram Rai Ji had gone to get fresh in the morning. He saw that some devotees speaking speech of God with a nice melodious voice. And these people of Punjab are very influenced by prayers. They get very fascinated. They also know its value. Ram Rai Ji sat down beside that devotee and listened to entire speech. When he had done all his work, then greetings happened. Welfare was asked, "Who are you? Where did you come from?" That devotee told, "I belong to so-and-so village and was going for some work. Earlier they used to walk on foot while sitting. Here I was doing my devotion." Then Ram Rai said that this speech is not in Guru Granth Sahib. Whose speech were you reading? The speech was attracting soul a lot. Its words were making a place in my heart. Then that devotee said that this is a nectar speech spoken by my Gurudev. Ram Rai asked whether this saint who has spoken such nectar speech is present in body or has he left body. Devotee said that he is still alive. Ram Rai took complete address. That Sardarji started from there. Where did he reach while walking from there? To Chhodani village. As soon as he reached early in morning, Garib Das Sahib Ji was a farmer. He used to do farming. He had a lot of land. And because these saints became familiar with God, familiar with entire knowledge, in same way it is written in Vedas, like it has been written in Mantra 15 of Yajurved chapter number 40, Vayu Anilam Athidam Bhasmantam Shariram Om Kirto Samar Kilve Samar Kirtum Samar. While doing work, chant Om mantra, remember it with special aching, considering it to be the main purpose of human life. Chant Om. This is practice of Brahm. Then he has told immediately in Yajurved chapter number 40, Mantra 17, that Paramakshar Brahma, that complete God is above, is secret. I am Brahma. My mantra is one Om. If you want to do his devotion, then enlightened saint will tell you his knowledge. From Yajurved chapter 40, verses 10 to 13, information has been given about glory of enlightened saint. It has been said, ask him, he will tell. He was not found to them. Then just as a child plays a game, he plays it at district level, same rules are there. And if he plays it at state level, same rules are there. And one who plays at national level, same rules apply. Whatever practice seeker does, same rules apply. God had come and told in Sukshma Ved that Naam uthat naam baithat naam sovat jagve, naam khate naam pite naam seti lagve. That is, remain a karma yogi and do devotion while walking, roaming and sitting. There is no special need to sit at any place. If there is time, there is no work, then there is no sin in sitting and doing, whichever it can be done lying or by sitting. Similarly, Garib Das Ji used to walk in his fields early in morning. Also outing happened and he used to roam and come. He used to cut and bring some fodder for animals from fields by keeping bundle on his head. Now, Ram Rai went and asked, where is the house of Garib Das Maharaj Ji? A devotee met. He said, go in front. Some decent man met. He said, go in front. And that is his house. When he went there, 4-5 disciples were sitting. They were waiting. They came to meet Garib Das Ji. Every day, Ram Rai asked them, "Where is Maharaj Ji?" They said, "Brother, he has gone to fields." Ram Rai Ji asked in how much time he would come. There is no surety of a saint. He may come now or may come even at 12 o'clock. It's his wish. He has gone to the farm. He might have got engaged in some work. Ram Rai Ji thought, it is my wish that I meet the saint. Then I will eat food. I have come 250 course. That means I have reached 400 kilometers from there. Let me take 10 more steps. He asked them, which side has he gone? He said, go in front, there is a way. Ram Rai walked on that path and he was told that there is a well and a hut. Maybe he's there. He thought that I have come so far, I will eat food after seeing the saint. What did he see? Garib Das Ji was coming from front in the form of a farmer with animal feed on his head, a bundle of millet. He was in simple Haryanvi dress, dhoti and shirt. He was coming in. Ram Rai Ji's image of a saint was that he will have a garland around his neck. He would have long hair, beard would be long, ash would have been smeared on body, tongue in hands, will be in red clothes, will have shaven head and will have tilak. With this imagination, according to him, he had made such an imagination that saint would be like this. On the other hand, Garib Das Ji was omniscient and knew that a devotee was coming. Devotee Ram Rai asked Garib Das Ji that, brother, farmer, I want to meet Sant Garib Das Ji. Where can I meet him? Did you see? I am told he has come here. Garib Das Ji said, brother, come, I will make you meet Garib Das Ji. Come along with me. No, it is told he is here. He said, come with me. I will let you meet him. Garib Das Ji knew, if I will tell him now that I am Garib Das, then he would not even listen to me, because he has made imagination of a saint that it would be like this. He has thought of a saint, a description, and if I would tell now, then he will go back. He will not even eat bread if he is told that I am saint. He came back. Devotees were sitting there, seeing Garib Das Ji coming. Everyone stood up. Someone lowered fodder from his head, prostrated him, and devotees gave their Gurudev full respect. That Ram Rai is standing and seeing, who is this? What is the matter? People are prostrating to him. He is a simple man like me. And Garib Das Ji had 1400 acres of land. On the other hand, Ram Rai was also a big farmer. He also had 500-600 acres of land. Sardar Ji was also a farmer. He thought that they say he is a farmer. He has so much land. I just heard. And had also tied bulls. He thought he is a farmer like me, and these would be his laborers who are prostrating to him. He asked, brother, who is this? The disciples of Garib Das Ji said, he is Maharaj Garib Das Ji. He is a great man. Ram Rai sat on ground, holding his heart that I came so far, dug mountain and found a rat. Found the saint, look, he is a farmer like me. Garib Das Ji was omniscient. He was watching everything that this devotee has fused.
आप सुन रहे थे जगत गुरु तत्वदर्शी संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के मंगल प्रवचन। अधिक जानकारी के लिए विजिट कीजिए हमारी वेबसाइट www.jagatgururampalji.org। संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के शुभ आशीर्वाद से पूरे विश्व भर में 500 से भी ज्यादा नाम दीक्षा केंद्र हैं, जिन पर संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी द्वारा ऑनलाइन निशुल्क नाम दीक्षा दी जा रही है। अपने नजदीकी नाम दीक्षा केंद्र का पता करने के लिए संपर्क करें 8222880541।